Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles the Banson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a great show for you guys, so let's get straight into it. So now that LeBron James is no longer a Los Angeles Laker, you know, a lot of people are kind of reacting to the aftermath of this news. Why were Laker fans celebrating so much? What's the Lakers' future going to be? Recently saw Richard Jefferson come out and say that the Lakers you better get ready for a very difficult 5 years. It's going to be a very interesting 5 years, like as if it's not been total ineptitude over the last 5 years when LeBron was on the roster. So you've had all of these things, but there was also this conversation of, you know, why were Laker fans celebrating, right? Why were they celebrating him leaving? And was Kobe Bryant behind this? The fan base wasn't appreciative enough of him. You've heard players like DeMarcus Cousins and some of them saying, "Oh," and to me, it just really shows you that it wasn't about the Lakers. It was just about what LeBron wanted and what's good for him, which is one of the reasons the fan base wanted him gone, because they knew he was all about him, as I said from the onset. So anyway, a very, very interesting conversation took place on Fox Sports Radio over the weekend. And it says, the title is Laker fans are happy LeBron is gone. And the title of the show is, was LeBron James' Lakers run disappointing? Rob G and Kelvin debate. So it's about a 25-minute segment. So I tune in and everybody's kind of weighing in. But then Rob G begins to break it down in a way that I've heard few break it down, the perspective of Laker fans and how they viewed LeBron and why they didn't accept him the way they did Kobe and other stars. Before we even get into his comments, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Kachava. Now, before we continue, let me tell you something. This year, I got serious about taking care of my body, my training, my nutrition, all of it. Nothing extreme. I just wanted to take better care of myself. But my days get busy between work, moving around, taking care of my daughter, trying to go to the gym, buying groceries. Life fills up fast. And when it does, nutrition is the first thing to fall apart. I would skip meals, grab whatever was easy, and feel it by the afternoon. Then I started using Kachava's new travel pack. Just one packet gives you complete nutrition ready for life to go on. Plant-based protein, fiber, greens, vitamins, probiotics, omegas, electrolytes, and more. No artificial flavors, no sweeteners, no soy, no gluten, no preservatives, and no animal products. All the nutrition my body craves in one delicious shake, packed to go. It keeps my energy steady all day, and more importantly, it actually tastes amazing. If you have been meaning to take better care of yourself, this is the easiest place to start. Take your daily ritual with you. Go to Kachava.com and use code DREAMERS for 15% off your first order. That's Kachava, Kachava.com, code DREAMERS. And here's one more thing. If you decide to try it, send us your receipt to DreamersProOfficial@gmail.com, and we will give you 2 months free in the Dreamers Pro community we are building. Or we could give you 50% off on your future merchandise when we launch it. Okay, perfect. So what I want to do is I want to play the sound for you. I want you guys to watch it in its entirety, and then I want to come back and react to it. Take a listen to what was said here.
Don't disagree. Let me make sure we're on the same page. If a Laker fan said, I'm be honest, I think the LeBron era was a little disappointing, I don't have a problem with that. I'm talking about the hate, the good riddance, never should have came. That's the stuff I'm talking about. If you just did an assessment and say I wanted more, I thought there was left more to be desired, I'm cool with that. But you know this, I was on the air the day he signed. We took calls the whole rest of the show, as you can imagine. It was a huge deal then. And 90% of the calls were, we don't even want him. Get out of here. I'm like, dude, who doesn't want the best player in whatever sport? So the Lions wouldn't want Patrick Mahomes. Your Vegas Raiders wouldn't want, say he was to leave next year. You get what I mean? So I was blown away. Nobody wants the best player. That makes zero sense. And then the best player gets the championship. And again, I'm not saying it was perfect, but the get riddance, could get out of here, never wanted you, should have never came. That's the part where I'm like, all right, that's too much extra sauce. That's all I'm saying.
I would agree with that part. But I guess what my overall arching point is, if the extremism, yes, I would agree with you. But the idea that LeBron somehow saved the Lakers is crazy to me. And the idea that the only reason why there are some segments, or not only reason, one reason why there are segments of Laker Nation that is happy to see him go is because of some affinity to Kobe. I think that that is very overblown. I think what it is being in LA and being a Laker is different than almost every other team in the league this side of the Boston Celtics. When you are a Laker and you go down the pantheon of great Lakers, winning one is like the bare minimum. If you want to consider yourself a great player in Lakers history, then it starts at 3. Like, don't even get me started if we haven't gotten at least 3. Jerry West went to the finals 9 times. And if you say, where does Jerry West rank on the pantheon of Laker greats? He's like 7th because he only got the 1 championship. It's a different conversation. And even to go across to Boston, you mentioned Jaylen Brown at the end of last hour about, hey, he's going to be welcome back in Boston. I'm sure he is because they seem to like him for the most part, even maybe at the end of the Rocky. Mm-hmm. But Brad Stevens knows that we are not in the business in Boston of just being competitive. We are not the Cleveland Cavaliers where we don't mind maxing out Donovan Mitchell, knowing that there's a ceiling as to how high we can get. They are in the business of championships, and they determined that they cannot win a championship with Tatum and Brown taking up 70% of the cap. The Lakers are the same kind of situation. And for anyone to come out and say that, well, hey, LeBron got you that 1 championship. He led you out of the dark ages. You guys owe him a big debt of gratitude. You can appreciate what he did while also being honest about the fact that he left a hell of a lot of meat on that bone. And this idea that, so one last thing, that they were never going to crawl out of the hole that they were in is crazy because, as I mentioned, before LeBron got there, Paul George had already said he wanted to come. Kawhi Leonard had already said he wanted to come. I'm not saying they were going to get both. They were going to get either one of them or there's going to be somebody else. But I can tell you is when you are the Lakers, every couple of years, eventually, somebody is going to want to say, I want to play in LA. I want to be on national TV. I want the mystique of being a Laker. And when you get there, the expectation is championship. And there are some guys who want that challenge. Not everybody, but there are some.
So you saw that there. I think Rob G explained it perfectly. Let's talk about the example he gave with Jerry West. He said Jerry West went to 9 NBA finals and only had 1 championship. And he may be the 5th, 6th greatest Laker of all time. That's where they view Jerry West. And he was an architect with the Kobe and Shaq. Like, he played a major role in that franchise's success. But even he is like at the bottom of the list if we're talking about like the top 5. So he's saying for LeBron to feel like he could walk into that arena and just snap his fingers and the fan base would get behind him, they were like, no. And he said, in order for you to be viewed as a Laker great, you got to win at least 3 titles, at least 3. But the audacity of the LeBron fan base, they were even talking about him getting a statue after 1. That's what Kendrick Perkins and some of them were saying. This is the audacity of the fan base. And for the first time, he ran into a group of people that were not awestruck by him. They weren't. They simply weren't. In Cleveland, he was the Ferrari that drove all around town, so everybody was turning their heads. And he went to London with his Ferrari and thought people were going to be turning their heads. And it was like, okay, that's just another car. We just saw 5 go by in the last 15 minutes. That's the difference. Laker fans are used to winning. They're used to stars. They're used to multiple championships. And his fan base couldn't understand that. The Lakers wanted substance. LeBron fans wanted you to just be happy with him on your team. And the fan base was like, that's not enough. And again, I'll harken back to the point that I brought up at the beginning of the show. This thing of what the Lakers are going to be once LeBron is gone. What are they going to be? What have they been since he was there over the last 5 years? First round exit, Western Conference Finals exit for like, and this is the part that kills me. This is the part that no one in the media wants to talk about and tell the truth about. It's been nothing but ineptitude since he's been there, pretty much outside of the bubble year. So I'm very happy that Rob G explained it because I think he gave the perfect breakdown of why this man wasn't accepted in LA the way Kobe was. These are my thoughts.